Friends, welcome back to the Aviators Den. Today, we have the exciting opportunity to be one of the first globally to try the Orb One. This was a Kickstarter from Crucial Detail. And if you know anything about Crucial Detail, the porthole, they create a lot of the items that are used at Graham Atkins's restaurants, Alenia and the Aviator. So today, we're gonna take our first peek at the Orb One and try our first brewed coffee. Now this is supposed to create the perfect cup of coffee, but not only a regular cup of coffee or something similar to a French press, but also something similar to an espresso, and it all is depending on the grind size that you use. So now let's take a look at what's included in the box. Take a look at what's included in the envelope. First, we have a thank you for backing their project. Next, we have a quick reference guide on how to use our Orb One. And then lastly, there's a magnet that shows you the short, medium, and long pour. So essentially you go from an espresso to a regular cup of coffee there. And now for the unveil. We have a scoop, and then here it is, the Orb One. Let's take a quick look at it. So here's where the coffee will be placed. Here's the heat sink. And then the water will be placed underneath. And here is an extra silicone seal. So now we're gonna get this prepped and ready to go. So we'll be back in a few minutes for our first cup of coffee. Right, we're back. We've properly prepped everything for our first brew with the Orb One. We cleaned it. We ran fresh water through it once. Got an idea to kind of see how this is going to work. And now we're ready to prep the coffee and brew our first cup of coffee with it. So today we're using Wonder State coffee. This is a single origin out of Peru. It's honestly one of our most favorite coffees that we're drinking right now. About a year ago, we stopped in Viroqua, Wisconsin, where they're located. They're also in Madison. They roast 3 times a week. If you order, I believe it's $50 or more, it's free shipping. You'll get it within 3 to 4 days. Honestly, you really can't get fresher coffee unless you're going to a roastery itself on the day they roast it. Everything is phenomenal. Like I said, we've been drinking it for about a year, and I don't have enough great things to say about it. And now they're prepping the Orb One. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna place our water in the base component of the Orb One, and the end result should be approximately 120 milliliters of coffee. So I'm gonna start with 150 milliliters of water, which I've measured out. And once we have everything else ready, we will go over and preheat this bottom section with the water, but I thought it would be easiest to prep the rest of it here first. So we're gonna use 15 grams of coffee. So we pour the coffee into this top portion here. And then we place the heat sink underneath. And what you can see is it's slightly tapered, so it's gonna fit in there nicely. And you just ensure it has a snug fit. And then this is gonna go on the bottom. So now we are ready to go over and preheat the water. All right, so now we have preheated the base of the Orb One with the water in it. We will take it off the heat for final assembly. Now be careful because this is hot. So here's our bottom plate with a little spout or the nozzle pointing downward. We will now take this, like I said, just make sure that you are careful at this point. Make sure you've got a good seal. Take the top. And again, another good seal, and we'll place it on here. And we'll place this under, I would say, low to medium heat. Now again, as we're watching this and the coffee start to come up through, you can use the Orb One on almost any type of surface, electric, induction, gas. You can use it on a campfire stove that you use hiking. You can use it on the ranch. And that's kind of the great piece. That's why I was really excited about this is, one, to check out the perfect cup of coffee, but two, just the availability to take it anywhere that one may want it. And we're almost getting to the point where it should be done. The instructions say that once you have, I guess some kind of foam or a different color of coffee coming through, that's when the brew is complete, the brew cycle. let's see what we have here. All right, I get a little bit of a different color. I don't know if you'll see it on the video, but the coffee coming out is a little bit different. So now we will take our orb and the coffee we just brewed. So now we will pour it into our waiting coffee cup. We'll check back in a few minutes and we'll let you know what we think. So it's time for a first impression. Just to let you know, we took the orb, we ran it under lukewarm water. I believe it says you can use cold water. I used lukewarm. We're gonna let it cool, then we'll take it apart. And over the next week or so, we'll probably try a bunch of different ideas and grind cycles, and then we'll come back and let you know what we think. But here, let's take our first taste. Yeah, that's really nice. So what I'm gonna tell you is this is a lot like if you go to a really nice coffee shop or that higher end coffee shop where you get the perfect cup of coffee, very balanced, smooth, not a lot of acid, no bitter notes there at the end, maybe where the water was too hot or the water wasn't hot enough, or you get that, I call it almost like a stale coffee taste. I mean, I'll tell you that this is honestly one of the best cups of coffee that I've ever had. So we look forward to playing around with the Orb One, trying some of the different, like I said, grind sizes to see what an espresso is like. Maybe we get down to a Turkish coffee, and we'll come back and let you know our first thoughts after a couple weeks, and probably look for a few more recipes. So again, thank you for tuning in. As always, like and subscribe, and we look forward to bringing you more adventures with the Orb One.